Hey everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight. In the last episode, we got some Paylor, so I'm gonna, increase my weapon.
We also learned a lot more about Wang, but that's neither here or there.
My good friend, Nailsmith Muramasa, the beetle.
How did you grow a beard?
Like, don't question it. He's that much of a blacksmith that he grew a beard.
I'm the one character whose mouth moves in the entire game.
How the hell?
But you can't tell.
It's a trick of animation, you see. I'm never gonna remember which button is the menu. But yeah.
Never.
He apparently added a channel to our blade. Don't quite know how that, helps.
A channel is usually designed in a blade to capture blood.
Ah.
Sometimes they'll put in knives to keep blood from going to the hilt into your hands and causing it to slip. It kind of channels it away from your hand.
So, one thing some of my friends actively told me to do for the LP... A, I wanted to show off how long it takes to heal with, the double heal charm on, but B, I never showed off a death mechanic. And I'm gonna die in the fastest way I know how.
Death mechanic.
Yeah. Like, I died before. We saw that in episode 12. But there's also the fact of the, eggs that I haven't really used.
Yeah, I know.
So let's actually get around to doing that by getting absolutely vaporized. He does 4 damage to me when I'm overcharmed. It's awful.
Ugh.
I was actually curious too, like, does the over damage cap out or does it actually double? And no, it doubles all damage. Luckily, the most thing anything can do to you is 2 damage, so the most you could actually take is 4. But yeah, we got that last key, and I figure, it's not going to be a full comprehensive LP until I die and demonstrate the death mechanics.
No, that's the reason why you did it. You wouldn't die otherwise.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't die on accident.
Blah.
That's... I tried to walk forward to enter, but it didn't work.
I'm about to say, that's stupid.
Really?
Hi!
Didn't expect anyone to unlock that door, did you? It's also stained with blood.
Nah, don't worry about the darkness, man. I got that shit on check. You're fine. I can't tell what this bug is. Is he, like, supposed to be a kid? Because he certainly sounds it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, might be just, an unfortunate accent. Now, here's one cool thing I never noticed because I never did this. Apparently, where you die affects his message. Because I died in the City of Rain, he says, your regret is in a city of rain, and the rain cannot wash the regret away. I'm like, oh shit, that's kinda cool, actually.
What's story?
Like it's like, I summon that. Oh shit.
Oh, you think that's funny? Look at his message now.
Which is you.
Bye. So, after, demonstrating death, I gotta demonstrate another thing because the thread was asking about it in spades. You could hit the tree with the Dream Blade and get some extra lore. It's very vague, very esoteric, not really worth it.
Do trees dream?
Yes? I don't know. I'm gonna talk to you, butt.
My butt wants to talk.
Damn it.
It tells me that Wang hates pizza.
That is bullshit, and you know it.
We heard the ass say it.
So, for 200 essence, you open up a Glade. There's nothing really there except a bunch of Kickstarter messages.
Ugh.
And specifically for
Burn
you,
it to the
Travis,
ground.
I think a good 5 minutes at the end of this video is that. So if you wanna look at that, let me know. And for 300, we get another Pale Ore, but we need 2 now for the next upgrade, so we're halfway there. For 500, we get a new badge.
You stepped on my ass.
Now, this badge is a little misleading. It says, collect more soul when striking foes. They mean with the Dream Nail.
Oh.
I used to think if you just hit enemies in general, you get more soul. No, you gotta hit them with the Dream Nail.
You basically have to charge it up every time to get it.
But yeah, that'll be a bonus video. Commentary with or without, we're not sure. But yeah, it's just a bunch of Kickstarter messages. Some of them with goofy little OCs. One of them is like a weird mix of Dark Souls and Guts from Berserk. I don't know. You never really glean anything interesting from it.
Question, if you put on the badge that increases the amount of souls you get when you hit something with the Dream Blade, does that mean you get more souls when you kill ghosts?
Yes.
I wonder how much more.
I don't know because I don't test it, but I will say it is worth using the Dream Nail to attack people. I didn't realize this until like seeing it on a speedrun, but you get a lot of fucking soul from hitting someone with the Dream Blade.
There's something to attack. Oh, wait.
No, it has to be an enemy. It can't be an NPC. Now, the next area we're going to is what I labeled as the outskirts. There are 3 different ways to go there. Technically, the way I'm going, you would have no idea how to do this until you actually do it the other way around. Like, there is no visual clue for this.
I'm honestly surprised we don't see more broken benches.
Yeah, we'll see them eventually on the outskirts. But yeah, the way in is through here.
Through the bug sewage, which has got to be the worst.
Yep. I get hit here way more often than I'd like to admit, and I hate every bit of it.
Mimic. Oh, I see him! I see him! No, I don't.
Look,
I see him!
look,
No,
I gotta
don't.
have fun somehow with this LP. I just found it incredibly dumb that he just sees me disappear from like a waist-high wall.
He's real! Wait, no he's not.
So, we're not gonna see this particular area, this pink room, for about 5 more episodes. But when we do, we will finally have the answer of who the hell is encasing all these bugs.
It's a psych ward for bugs.
That is by and far the most opposite way it could be.
I knew it.
Welcome to the Kingdom's Edge. I think this place
Ooh, I like
is
this
super
music.
neat.
And the music's good too.
Yeah. Definitely gives you like a element of just, you know, forlorn. But also, let me tell you about design. Remember how I said the developers had to actively, you know, put in clues to find Cornifer in areas?
Yeah.
This is the reason why. This area is the reason why. Because if that paper wasn't there, you would not be able to tell that that area is actually a hidden place where Cornifer is drawing his maps.
Oh no.
Hi, friend. I had to look up a game FAQ to find you back when this game first released.
Congratulations, loser.
Here, have 112 bucks. Give me a map. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they changed that because a lot of people were super pissed at this guy. But yeah, Kingdom's Edge has a lot of neat areas. It has...
So-
What's up?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it has 2 optional areas and raining bodies.
I was about to say, why is it raining bodies?
We'll learn that at the end of the video, actually. Now, my original plan for this is, you saw me hitting that wall?
Yes.
That is actually the game's intended way for you to go through, because you gotta go through the opposite side of that wall to enter here. But, I don't have the means to do so. On the other side of that wall also is the entrance to a secret area that I wanted to show off, but due to the fact that I don't have that, we're gonna see that secret area after we do Deep Nest. Also, say hello to the worst enemy in the game. Not the jumpy boys. The jumpy boys are fine. Those, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have the worst time trying to deal with these, like, 3-shot spitters, because A, they make your dodge window really narrow because they cover a wider area. B, they actively run away from you, so it's so hard to hit them. I don't like those guys one bit.
Whoa.
Now for a big
getting bigger.
stomper. Yeah, this area, I want to say the game doesn't expect you to be here for a good while. Because this is actually one of the areas you need to go to for the true end. Which we're not gonna do. Not yet, at least.
Why would you want the true end?
Sorry?
You don't not want the true ending?
No, we're gonna do that. We're just not gonna set up the true end right now. We're also not gonna see that. Because I wanted to look for other things here first. Now here's a weird thing. This is supposed to be an ambush. But I don't remember how. Like, some way, by messing with this thing, you could set up an ambush, but I don't remember for the life of me how, and I was really confused.
Just beat the shit out of the scarecrow.
Yeah, it's fine. I think maybe it might be a steel soul thing, because I remember that's when I got ambushed by it, because that was also the first time I saw it. But I honestly don't remember how to trigger that.
Oh, that kind of sucks. Here's a soul rock. Also, when you get down here, here's a soul rock.
Yeah, this is an entirely optional area for probably one of the most satisfying collectibles.
You now have Zod as a best friend.
Zod is not a collectible, he is a unique friend, and you do not disparage his name.
You will get the Life Ender.
Yes, the best sword ever, and totally not a piece of shit.
I mean, it ends lives, what can you say?
I mean, the same could be said of all things. You can end lives with pasta.
Maybe that's why I like pasta more than pizza. That explains so much.
Oh my god, Travis, are you just trying? Are you just trying to damage my views from the viewers?
How dare they? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't like this area at all. This area is poorly designed in my opinion because they put you in an area with spike pits and a big stomper. And the only way to get out is to do a very precise air dash to get out or else get spiked. That's kinda stupid, I don't like that.
Well, I'm already lost.
Yeah, Kingdom's Edge is really big. Like, holy crap, it's huge. Also, to continue down this side path within a side path, I need more soul energy. Which is unfortunate because I'm pretty sure after that one specifically, there's a statue for soul energy.
I need more souls.
Bring more souls, Slayer of Demons. Man, now I kind of want to replay Demon Souls again. I almost forgot about you. Hi.
You almost left me in the snow.
This is gonna sound really bizarre and we'll learn exactly what this is, but that's not snow.
Is it white chlorination syndrome?
Yes, we're gonna be dealing with oh, what the hell were they called?
Shades.
Well, wasn't there another thing that they were called when they were actually, you know, possessed by whatever the hell?
Red eyes.
Yeah, red eyes, thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got these orange eyes, so it's sorta, I mean...
Wow, the two video games share a lot more similarities than I expected.
Well, how did this happen? Hey!
Behold the motherlode.
What the hell is that?
That is 1,000 Geo.
Get it.
Oh yeah. There's only one slight problem with it. This is the only area of the game where it happens, because there are other areas where you could get more, but only a certain amount of Geo can be on screen at a time.
Ah, that's stupid.
Because if there's more, the game slows down a little bit, which we'll see in other areas. But I actively have to collect this, and I really should have brought that badge.
Yeah. I could have told you that.
Yeah. But yeah, we all did that for just a little extra money.
Now you have enough to go back to that fountain and give it all the money you have.
I'm actually saving up foolishly for the next level sword, which is about 2,000.
You got it, man.
Yeah, I just need to get another Paylor. Now for the arduous task of climbing all the way back up.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I think there's something here along the way, which is why I didn't speed it up. I might be wrong, though. Because I remember a long corridor like this that had a side path where you could look into something. But I don't know if it's this or another area in Kingdom's Edge. There it is. I never knew this existed.
What is it?
I have no clue. All I know is that there's fungi here, so I have a vague idea of what it might be.
You need spores or something?
No. I just need to talk to a friend at the end of the game. And that will probably be the absolute last episode and the weirdest episode, bar none.
We all go to Twin Peaks.
Yes, we all wake up and then York Morgan is just looking at his coffee. Ah, HK in the coffee. Bright as a morning sunshine. God, I so want to play that game, but
I knew I could count on bugs. It never fails.
I so want to play that game, but the PC port is a fucking crime.
No, but that's what makes it enjoyable, don't you understand?
No, I can't continue the game because my file is bugged to where I can't continue due to a hard crash. So, this is me getting impatient, and I'm gonna pay for being impatient.
With all your Geo.
All 4,000 of them. And let it be said, I fucking hate these bugs.
Kill them!
No, you don't understand. I want to get out of here. And killing things wastes time. Oh, fuck.
Charm broken.
Yeah, I had the power charm equipped too. Please come here. I don't want to deal with that bullshit. Well, money secured. Now to be an absolute lame ass.
This is the Dark Souls way.
Yes. Hide behind a wall and poke at people with your spear.
Thing is, you try to feel bad for it, but realize the game's being cheap to you, so be cheap to it back.
Yeah. Like, I remember in another LP I did for a Souls-esque game, like, we keep forgetting that the game expects you to upgrade armor, which is why the damage is so bonkers in some regards. Except for in Dark Souls 3, where they don't let you upgrade armor, which is stupid.
Ugh.
So you're taking all that stupid high damage up front, with no way to mitigate it. Also, that's a bee. We've never killed bees in this game. What the fuck is the hive?
Well, agriculture's doomed.
I don't know, aren't bees, like, good for some crops?
No, they're necessities for crops.
Ah, okay. Thought so. What is this?
That's a big boy.
I also believe I dream nail it. Yep. Pure. So this is a weird trinket that I don't know how to feel. I forget what it's called, but basically it increases your attack speed. Now, a lot of people swear by this. They say it's the best trinket in the game, you should use it bar none, fuck every other trinket. I don't like it at all. Because A, the attack speed is dependent on the tempo of your attack. If you mash too fast, you actually tend to attack normally. You need to mash at a certain rate to get the most out of the attack speed. B, it still takes into consideration the knockback, so you will eventually be pushed back from your enemy. And C, it doesn't take into consideration movement, I don't think. So you have to also move and keep this tempo going, which is kind of a fucking chore. I use it to demonstrate it for a while, but I do not like this trinket at all, and I think anybody that pushes for this trinket is fucking crazy, honestly.
It does feel like one of those trinkets that video game players would scream, oh, you just gotta get good at the game, and then you'll be fine.
No, you don't understand. Fucking frail strength is way better, because why would I attack fast? Yeah, this is me demonstrating the mash out. Notice how considerably faster it is at random times. That's me slowing down ever so slightly on the mashing.
Again with the mashing!
Hi. Yeah, we're never gonna figure that out.
I do love some of these lore implications that are basically just saying things like pure, and you're like, alright, well.
I like his phrasing. How did you find me at the world's end? That's such a great way to phrase it. Also, this guy's a dick. He's like, the law of the sword tells me I must pass on my talents to new students. But nothing ever said I don't have to be paid for it. Give me money. I don't know how to feel about this. What was that?
That sounds super useful now you mention it.
I don't know how to feel about that ability. I never use this ability because I'm never focusing on charge attacking and dashing at the same time. However, it is the longest horizontal attack in the game, even farther than the badge we have, and it does double damage if you connect. I just don't use it that well, because when I'm dodging, I'm using it to avoid, not go on the offensive. It's not the worst charge attack in the game, that goes to another one. But it's one that I'm personally not a fan of. Yeah, at about that time I realized, wow, that attack is really long! But yeah.
Now, if you could only find an enemy that you could actually use that on, because ironically the enemies outside don't have the type of movement that make dash slashing useful.
Yeah, I think it's meant for bosses, and even then I'm just like, I really can't find a use for it. But yeah, would you believe it if I said that we're only 1/3 through this level? This place is huge.
What is the World's End? I do love when they use that term World's End in fantasy, because it's got a bit of a double entendre effect to it.
Yeah, it's always my favorite thing when you could actually go to the World's End. There's this neat little indie game called, One-Way Heroics. And one of the mission objectives to get a completion is reach the World's End.
Well, especially in a world that's kind of destroyed, the concept of it both being physically at the World's End and ideally at the World's End is always kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like this place. I find it one of the most interesting areas in Hollow Knight.
Also, just the number of corpses and things like that really does give you the sense like, yeah, this is the end of the world.
I will say, though, the attack speed nail is nice for general purpose work. Like, if you know what enemies to focus on, you could deal with threats a lot quicker. I just like frail nail more because why do more hits when you could, you know, just do more damage and not get hit? Like that.
You didn't hit anything.
Shh, quiet you. I could have been hit, that's the message. Man, I still gotta spend money on repairing that fucking trinket too. Also, hang on a second. Well, after that phone call, you know, I gotta kill my phone. Because my LP curse is not, you know, dealing with bullshit. It's getting interrupted and then mocked behind my back by my co-commentators.
I know, it's such a weird phenomenon how that happens.
every video. It's amazing.
That would be a good place for a mimic.
Yeah, that'd be the worst. But yeah, this place is really big. There's a lot of hidden stuff here. There's a lot of grub worms. There's a lot of bugs shooting me in the back of the head because I can't deal with their fucking pattern.
Well, you see, you just hit them.
Yeah.
And I'll be... See? Like that. Nailed it. I thought you were gonna quit again, like, you know what, I can do this better.
No, every time I do that, I'm pressing the wrong button. Because for whatever reason, pause actually pauses the game and select as the menu, and I just can't get that across my head. Now, for whatever reason, I thought there was a secret here. This is actually just the other side of the bug we just recovered.
Also, it looked like that stalagmite landed in a way that probably split your pants open. I'm sorry, stalactite.
I never remember that shit. There's a mnemonic for it. I never remember it. So
Stalag is on the ground, stalac is in the sky.
Ah. Yes, the sky.
Yeah. You look out.
Sadly, for the most part, the right side of World's End is generally bereft until we get to here. Now, you remember how I said that this isn't snow?
Yeah, it's dandruff, isn't it?
We're gonna get a clue as to what it is. Though for the longest time I did think this was snow because I didn't dream nail this guy. Yeah, this is all ash. I was also really...
So it is white chlorination syndrome.
Yep. We're also going to learn where it's from in the later part of this video.
Actually, wait, white chlorination made it into salt.
Yep. So, remember how I mentioned that this is meant for the end game?
Yeah.
Hi, friend.
Nope.
If you chase her down in 2 screens, you have to do a boss fight with her to prove your worth. The refight with her is really fucking hard, and I hate it so much. Oh my god, I hate the refight with her. Like, I gotta figure out a way to make it easier beyond just laying out, because I remember when I first played this is about the time when I fought her around 2 and didn't realize that this was for the end game. So I fought her with what you have now, and she has a lot of speed and a lot of area denial. And I was super pissed at this game, and I didn't realize I'm not supposed to be doing that until now, or until later.
She's now gonna stand there for hours tapping her foot.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna fight her right now, that's a death sentence. That's a 10-minute fight. I know this is a 10-minute fight because I wasted 5 hours of a day doing it.
I guess you got to Pompeii a little too early.
Yeah.
That guy died recently.
Yeah. Sadly, he has no brain.
Not much into thinking. Nothing much to say.
Ah, so close. I was really hoping I could, like, you know, thread that needle, but nah. Now, here is where we're gonna learn a couple weird things about the backstory of this game, which is another thing that lends credence to you're not supposed to be here until the end game. What are you doing? Stop.
See, this is what happens when you listen to the chat.
Well, that's the thing. I did this to prove a point in that this game is non-linear as hell, and that's why I like it so much. Like, the game doesn't want you to do here, but it lets you do it anyways. And I really appreciate that. Not a lot of games do that, and I love that sense of freedom.
Also, I'm noticing that the big bloated fly things aren't attacking you.
Nope, they can still damage you if you crash into them, but they're not actively antagonizing you.
kind of shortcut, but eh.
Yeah, I kind of wish I went there first. It's not a shortcut, but there's something funny there. Though, really, by going this way, we have context to what that shortcut is. Just need to, you know, heal up from getting bullied to death.
There's a blue butterfly up there.
Yep, we could get some lifeblood juice here if we so wish. I mean, I probably should with how god-awful I'm playing.
I don't understand why these bugs are as tough as you're making them out to be.
It's a weird problem I have specifically with any enemies that shoot in threes, because I always overshoot the dodge, without fail. Like, that's one of the big things I hate in Binding of Isaac, is that a lot of enemies have the 3 shots, and because of how Ed McMillan designs this game where your hitbox is fucking huge, it's so hard to dodge them. At least in this game, it's tolerable. Like, you're small while the bullet spread is big. I'm just really bad at dodging in this game.
To be fair, they do seem like they are kind of a pain in the ass in groups. Oh, big guy.
Hi.
I've eaten all the corpses.
I'm an opportunistic hunter.
By the way, you're small enough for my mouth. Also, are these eyes or this my nostrils? I have no idea.
Oh my god, I never realized this. Fuck! Ah, I can't unsee it. Damn it! So yeah, we're learning a lot of things about this. You weren't wrong when you said this is dandruff. So yeah, this guy keeps mentioning something called a worm that died and reincarnated. Apparently the worm was really big. Bigger than him. We will get a grand scale of how big Barbadoon is. Or Bardoon. He also pretty much confirms that this, light is an infection.
The light is an infection?
Yeah, the thing that's been, people have been referring to as the light or the brightness that has been, plaguing this area is an active infection that takes people's brain. Also, speaking of brain, he doesn't like this. That is...
I'll crush you, bitch.
That is the only other NPC in the game that is aware of the Dream Nail. But yeah, to recap, the worm is a big creature. A big creature. A creature that's so large that by dying, the world seems smaller, according to Bardoon. Apparently, he died to become a new form. And his death leaves a corpse that is just emitting dandruff that has plagued this side of the planet for a long time. We've also learned that the infection that's infecting everybody is, we've known it's sentient, but we've confirmed it. It takes away people's advanced thoughts and reduces them to instinct. And it's a kind of unity, which means it's effectively a hive mind.
And it also made it sound like the worm actually wanted individualism.
Yep. By the way...
Oh, butt. Booty butt.
This is Bardoon's butt. So he's
stuck.
He is effectively 3 screens tall. So, yeah. He is not a worm. A worm is much bigger than Bardoon. Worms are huge. But
I mean, huge in a bug sense, I guess.
Yeah. Like, when you're huge to Bardoon, you are massive. But yeah, we've learned a lot of intrigue in this area. But we're still not quite done.
Intrigue you probably should have learned later.
Way later. But it's fine. We finally got some plot intrigue for people that have been waiting for story. And it's a biggin'. Now, over here is that tower I mentioned before, but it's locked by a key. I won't be getting that for a while, unfortunately.
I mean, again, I hate making necessarily the Dark Souls comparison a lot, but it does kind of... I'm getting the concept of a Dark Soul-esque lore story with it.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too, but go ahead and elaborate.
Because it's mentioned that the worm itself... I don't really understand all the appearance stuff, but it's said that he seeked individualism. So... I mean, an existence of a society is sort of an individualism sort of thing. So they must have given to the point where they've developed enough mind and capability to create a kingdom and technology.
Yep.
Which this infection then ruined or reverted them back to their normal state, I guess.
Yeah. That's the big question, though. There's an infection. The infection that caused this kingdom's ruin is sentient. So why in God's name would a infection try to ruin all this?
Well, the infection's not an insect, I guess.
Nope, but there is actually a reason that we will learn, I believe, once we start doing the true end.
Maybe someone in the kingdom did something fucked up. Probably the Pale King, because the Pale King went into hiding.
This area is so weird because just at a certain point the music will cut out, but if you backtrack like that, it will cut back in. Please no, crazy bats. I don't want to deal with 2 damage.
Everything seems like they do 2 damage later in the game, though, so...
Yeah, which is another reason why we've effectively stumbled into the late game. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, that's creepy.
Also sounds like
That
there's...
sounds like a party in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a prison.
No, actually.
Oh, it's a coliseum.
Yeah, I was hoping to get this a little bit earlier, but yeah, we're finally here. This place is home to the hardest challenge in the game that is required for 100%.
Do it.
Oh, you don't have to say that. I have to. I said I was gonna 100% this game. I mean it.
I mean, there's that one asshole that's here that you need to go beat up, so...
Yeah, about that. I'll explain in a minute, but something happened. Also, I'm surprised I could nail this guy. Phrasing.
Well, Lord Fool, and he's Little Fool.
Yeah, this is a place of fools. So, there are supposed to be 2 NPCs here. Zote's supposed to be in that cage, but I haven't found him in Deep Nest yet. B, Tizo's supposed to be on that bench. I don't remember at all where he's supposed to be. And, I've already done the first challenge in these set of recordings, so I think I've ruined his storyline.
Ah.
I'll figure out what happens exactly, and when we actually get to this Coliseum episode, I'll explain what happened. But we will see the Zote part of that, let me tell you. Because Zote the Mighty deserves all of the glory, not like that jerk Tizo.
So these are characters that people that did Kickstarter made, but they couldn't fit in the game somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting bit of discussion. That happens a lot in Kickstarter games. The more specific examples being So Sorry from Undertale, Rise from Shovel Knight, and, fuck, what's the other game that Rise is in? Rise is the worst fucking Kickstarter character ever. I would go into detail why, but I don't want to, you know, ruin this LP because of it.
And as Wang being the creator of Rise, he really takes it personally.
No, let me tell you, I do not have the $10,000 this man put 3 times to put into 3 separate games. Let that sink in. A dude spent $10,000 3 times to put his Anime Ninja in 3 separate games. But yeah, this is...
And now he's lost to history.
But yeah, the Glade of Hope is just a bunch of weird little vignettes. I don't really care for any of them, honestly. The best part...
I mean, this seems kind of... I mean, obviously, it's kind of cool that they got drawn this way, but just the lack of implementation's a little like,
Yeah, like, you mentioned it before, it definitely seems like these characters were made and then had no thought into, like, where they're gonna be in the game. Because, like, I'm gonna bring this back up to this, Undertale actually had probably one of the best Kickstarter characters in there. Because the person that kickstarted the character just said, yo, I got a character, but if it doesn't work, I am okay with it entirely if you just change it to fit in the story. Which is good. If you're gonna have your...
That was the spider lady, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was, Muffet, I think her name was. But yeah, if you're gonna, you know, strong-arm a character into the game, at least make it make sense.
Oh god, look at this guy.
Yeah.
I really wanted to make an edgelord bug.
Mm-hmm.
A nail lord, I mean.
Aren't my swords so great? They're sharp and edgy.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. This is the weird part, that half of these things don't have animations, and then when you look at it, it really looks weird compared to the ones that are animated. Hey, fuck you, buddy. I'm an LP'er. I'm not a lower form, I'm an entertainer.
Don't make me judge myself.
Now, one coming up is kind of groan-worthy, in my opinion.
It'll depend on the name, mainly.
Not the name so much as what they were trying to convey.
I'm Buff Boy.
This guy has the best name, Magnus Strong.
Oh, I like him. If he weren't so scrawny.
Yeah, he's alright. I kind of wish you could see him later in the game, but eh.
He has no animation.
No, his waistcloth is animated. That's it.
Damn.
Here's the guy. Here's the guy. This is the worst. Look at his text.
Don't judge my appearance with a small eye, bear a dark soul. Oh.
And a tendency to go berserk in battle, and you wouldn't have the guts to face him.
Fuck off.
Yeah, at least this character's clever. It's a decapitation pun, but I like this character way better than Wally over here.
I'm glad they gave him the nerdiest name possible, too.
Yeah. I feel sorry for this NPC. He's like, yeah, I have an acidic membrane, I'm sorry. It really sucks, I know.
Oh god, those eyes.
Yeah, I kind of wish there were more bugs like this in the game, because everything seems to have, like, the pale white face masks. None of them look like actual bugs.
They look skeletal.
Yeah. This guy, I think, looks neat. I don't know why, but I think the moth designs in this game are just on point.
Moths are such interesting looking insects anyway, so I can see that.
There is one moth that's apparently spreading through, like, Eastern America that is just the worst because all it does is make webbings and shit and consume trees. I forget what it's called, but it's apparently the worst moth ever.
The Wang moth?
This guy's name is just Boss, what? I never noticed this!
No, in Japanese his name is Aniki.
At least he's, you know, Nice. Respectable.
Maybe that was the person who made it trying to indicate the creator to be like, look, I really want this character to be a boss. Oh yeah, what's his name? Boss.
Oh, that'd be great. Luckily, there's only one more left. But yeah.
See, asshole.
I really should have dream nailed them, because if you dream nail any of these, you quote-unquote kill them and get one soul piece. I'd be fine with killing that guy.
Look at all these boss characters and crappy designs.
Yeah. That one
Super Saiyan Mothra.
Yeah, New over there definitely feels like he was supposed to be a boss. Some of the, yeah, like, you could tell that there was a bit of... I like some of them, but other ones are just like, why are you a thing, period? Like Cookie Bug, why are you a thing? This area looks neat, though.
I like the idea that moths are considered, like, clerics.
Actually, yeah, you're not too far off, because the moth folk were, it's kind of like a tribal caste system. Their lineage exists specifically to, help harbor the dead. Which is why when you, got locked into a dream by the 3 Watchers, the moth pulled you out of it, because she can.
I think there's some actual mythology that's indicative of moths being representative of death and rebirth and things like that.
That would make some sense with, like, you know, how moths and butterflies do the whole metamorphosis thing, so that would make sense. But yeah, if that's true, that would be really cool because it fits so well. And I honestly think the moth is one of the cool characters because she's so unique and different compared to everything else.
Everything else is very Beetle-esque, so seeing this thing that's a little bit softer is always a little bit more interesting.
It's also neat from, like, a design aesthetic, because, like, everything in Hollownest is typical of your normal kingdom. Soldiers, blacksmiths, artisans, very Baroque Romanesque archaeology. Then you go to the resting grounds where it's, like, more of a tribal sense. You have dream catchers.
Shaman.
Shamans, emphasis on spirits, emphasis on the dead. It's just such a neat turning point that I find it really interesting. Like, I really like to see one more area with that aesthetic, and it's a shame that it's just the resting grounds.
Well, you know, if they ever release some DLC, maybe they'll play upon those ideas a little bit more.
They actually are releasing free DLC. They've set a release date in August. It's going to be 2 extra boss fights that are accessed through the Dream Nail, and a new fast travel system involving the Dream Nail, so I'm wondering what they're going to do with it. But yeah.
Maybe you'll get to play as Zote.
Zote was actually a Kickstarter goal that they didn't meet, and I'm very sad that they didn't. I'd love playing through this game as the worst character ever. It is weird, though. Like, one of the Kickstarter goals that was met was you get to play as Hornet, yet they still haven't really done anything with that yet, and I'm wondering how they're going to take that.
Hopefully it'll be more interesting than the Shovel Knight DLCs.
I don't know. Like, Shovel Knight DLC, I like Plague Knight in terms of story because he has a really fun story and just fits the atmosphere of the game perfectly.
How about Spectre Knight? Spectre
Knight, I didn't like the story just because his plot is so bad and it involves Rise, which is just... You want to know the worst part about the fact that Rise was in Shovel Knight? He threatened to sue Yacht Club over the Spectre Knight DLC, not because of how they portrayed Rise, but because Rise loses a fight, and by the commission contract this man has set up for his character, he is legally allowed not to lose.
It's one of the dumbest shits I've ever heard.
I wish I had the image for this, but this is real, and it's so stupid. Because they actually make Rise into a halfway interesting character by the fact that they gave him a dad. But yeah, the Spectre Knight plot was not great, but the gameplay was so good. It was so fun. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how Hollow Knight will handle their next expansion, because, like, it's really interesting what they would do, but I'm just kind of curious as to how they're going to handle Hornet's campaign.
I'm sure they'll rise to the occasion.
Oh my... That's too easy! Ah! God damn it.
Rage rising.
Yes. But yeah, next time on Hollow Knight, we're gonna see the consequences of our actions.
And the tensions will rise.